Hi guys, hope you're well. Welcome to DOdaily. It's Des here. Who's ready for Tuesday training? Who's ready for the solidarity session at 6:30? Of course, alongside the Do Running City Slickers group we normally have at this time. In more normal times, the lockdown's continuing, isn't it? The reality of what we was discussing last night on Monday Motivation is set in, and we're back in full lockdown. But there's so many things we can do to not let that get the better of us, and that's the point, isn't it? Is doing whatever we can, getting out there. I'm making the most now of walking in from work, getting in some daylight, getting in some fresh air, and it's so important for me to do. It's a bit of a commute, but I'll be getting out there later to get in my activity at 6:30, the same time as the rest of the guys who take part. And by doing that, what it does is create great team spirit, and that's what we need just now, isn't it? I spoke about it a lot yesterday. I've spoken about it a lot over Christmas, and to be honest, a lot in the last 8 months since the initial lockdown. It's really important for us to keep doing these things, be proactive rather than reactive. We know these things are coming now. It comes up in the news. We're told 3 or 4 days in advance what's going to happen. So it's time to really start attacking them, really start getting on top of the situation. I can understand in March, it's difficult. We've never experienced it before, but this is the third time. So if we can't define how it's going to be for ourselves, let's focus on what we can do. I watch these things, to be honest. I watch these announcements, and they never actually tell you what you can do. They never work off the positives, and I understand there's a message to get across. I understand it's a difficult one. I'm not criticising, because the decisions must be really, really tough. But when I watch the things I watch, when I look at leaders, coaches, positive people, they're always talking about what you can do, not what you can't. And the solidarity session is just one of those, isn't it? By getting out just at the same time, doing it together, whatever activity you want, you can feel part of something. You can feel like you're being proactive and attacking the situation and giving it a real go. And that's what Tuesdays are all about, aren't they? More than ever, exercise is important. I seem to say that all the time, but more than ever, the benefits are becoming clearer and clearer all the time. New information is coming to hand about the virus and such things, and it just proves if we can stay on top of our physical health, we can stop on top of a virus, plus the mental side, which is really, really important, isn't it? And feeling part of something always improves that. So if you can join us straight after this video, that would be absolutely fantastic. Please do. 6:30, get out there, post up your pictures. All the links will be on the end of the video for you to see, to post into. We'll share them across the story, and we'll keep spreading that message about what we do, and what's available. I said yesterday we worked to a structure, and whilst it is a little bit repetitive, the point is to create routine, to give people options. We adapt it wherever we can. I'm looking at a few changes in the next couple of weeks, maybe on a Thursday, but before that we've got the Wednesday workout, which again, working to a similar kind of format as it has done in the past. It'll be covering 26.2 miles over 4 Wednesdays. You can choose whichever activity you want. I'll put the rules and the structure I'd like it to be done to in the closed Facebook group. I couldn't remember where I was putting it. In the closed Facebook group, and hopefully you can get along with that. And the point is to do something, what's not already there for you. I see lots of things put out there, and people question why we're doing this, why we're doing that. Well, that's not the attitude, is it? That's just being reactive and complaining and letting things get the better of us. If we're proactive, if we do the things that we do, we keep pushing on, we keep working hard, then there's no reason we can't we can't get through this lockdown, we can't enjoy our lives, you know, pretty much the way we have before lockdown. Do you know, last night I was thinking, I was out and about after the video, after the things I said, and of course I knew that the lockdown was going to be placed upon us. Sorry, I thought someone behind me there. I knew that the lockdown was going to be placed upon us, so I was thinking, and I thought, in all reality, 2020 has been probably my best year ever. Do you know, I'm feeling a lot more settled, I'm happy in a relationship, do you know, and I'm enjoying the things I do. Feels like I've found my purpose by putting myself out there, by getting out of my comfort zone, do you know, and it's easy to sit in a comfort zone, isn't it? I see it all the time, people happy just to sort of do all the things they've done, complain about all the things that they complain about, but until you physically remove yourself from it, you know, decide that you're going to do new things, understand what works for you, you know, you'll never get there. And if you're watching DOdaily, to be honest, you're halfway there with the activity, because it is sort of focused on how we get the benefits of activity. Whilst I don't want it to all be about that, whilst I don't want it to just be available to people who do sort of already take part, I'd like it to sort of encourage people who don't, and also for the message to be a little bit transferable. But what I'm kind of saying is, until you sort of make those choices to do something about it, till you find your purpose, and that's exactly what I've done this year. Do you know, it's easy to be a sheep and follow all the time, but that doesn't always make you happy, does it? Do you know, if you want to do something, just press ahead, do it your way. Do you know, whilst I'm giving you ideas, I'm not saying you have to take part, I'm not saying you have to understand, I'm just here to give you ideas of things that work for me. It's a real, like I say, it feels like a real purpose of mine now to do this. It makes me happy, it makes me content, and to be honest, not much else bothers me. Whilst little things irk and annoy sometimes in the way people react, do you know, I find a way of quickly getting over that and enjoying the things I do, getting back into full spirits, giving it a real go and pushing on. And I think that's really important to remember, isn't it? Do you know, it's tough, it really is tough, it's not supposed to be easy. Do you know, everybody's in the same position, but what it will do is show those with a little bit more strength. And it's okay not to be okay. I put out lots of messages across my own social media about that, but it's not an excuse either. It's not an excuse to be a knob, it's not an excuse to be controversial. Do you know, if you are feeling it, please get in touch, please get in touch with the professional bodies. Do you know, nobody's, especially in this time, is going to be criticising that. Do you know? And one of the points I did make was, as soon as you make that first step, do you know, for me it was the running. As soon as I took a step into running, it led me in all sorts of directions, led me down a different path. It was the best decision I ever made. I've said that, sort of, all the people around me must think, oh God, he's saying that again. But I've said that running was the best decision I ever made, because not just because it got me, I lost some weight initially and got out there, it's led me on to everything I do, and it's led me to a 2020 in a global pandemic, which I actually made the absolute most of. And so if you can take the first steps, if it's picking up the phone, if it's sending a text message, do you know, anything, just say the first words and people will be there to help. Nobody's criticising this. There is stigma, of course, do you know, but once you sort of do it, people quickly sort of understand that you need help and want to support, and there's so much out there to help. Do you know, even just getting out for a walk, I've said that. Do you know, as much as I want to be there for people, I understand that everybody deals with things different. So if you can get out for 10-15 minutes on your own, it might just be taking the first steps. If it's not something you usually do, if it's not something you've realised the benefits of, do you know, you can just get out there and do it. I'm out now, I've had a busy day so far, I've had a few situations to deal with, but getting in some fresh air, getting the benefit, do you know, and whilst I absolutely love it, being out in the daylight as well, that's another really important thing right now. I was kind of wrapping up there, but if you can get in the daylight, the one difference between this lockdown, whilst we've been able to get through one, you know, and we know we can come through it, so we know we can come through it again, but whilst we've been able to deal with one, that was in the summer, wasn't it? It was a lot easier to be outside, it was a lot warmer. So the only difference is now you might have to be a little bit more selective when you get out. Use the daylight as much as you can, whether it's your lunch break, before work, just after work. You know, it might just be the release, just to clear your mind, you know, clear your thoughts, and enjoy the rest of the day, the rest of the week, and the activities available. And that's all I've got to say tonight, guys. It's just another real sort of, come on, let's do it, you know, as it always is on a Tuesday with the activity. I'd love people to join me, get those yellow t-shirts on over the warm clothes, because it's absolutely freezing, and get out there, be safe, be active, and be positive. That's the most important message in all this. You know, if we're positive, we've got a chance, haven't we? If we're miserable, you know, we're just gonna sort of slump further and further into the worries and stresses of what's going on around us. Look for that support, take the first steps, get out for a walk, get out and join the solidarity session. You can walk, run, cycle, do whatever you want. I'll be there, I'll be posting up the story. If you just want to look back and see what it's all about and potentially join us in the future, check out that story on Instagram at DOdaily 2020 and on Facebook, and it will show you exactly what we're about. Until tomorrow, guys, just doing it.